ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين.
How old are you, Grayson?
I'm 23.
There is no wrong path at your age. When you get to my age, you're going to look backwards and you're going to realize that all those wrong turns and that wasted time really is what gave you the character. Like, bro, you know how many jobs I had in my life, bro? The hardest part in life is not to make it. It's to know what you want to do. And if you found what you want to do or you have an idea of what you want to do, then you're already ahead of the curve for your age, bro. I didn't figure it out until my 30s, late 30s. So,
which was what, podcasting?
I suppressed my natural God-given talent, bro. Now I'm stuck with a fucking 22. Like I could have been doing this a long time ago, you know? So, you know, no, I'm serious. Listen, at your age,
Okay, amen.
Yo, at your age, brother, listen, you've been kind of around the world, right? You're seeing things that most people your age will never see. And you guys sometimes, Sonny too, I say this to Sonny all the time, you're ahead of the curve. The key is to stay ahead of the curve.
Bro, just the fact that you're not even working a corporate job right now. You're in Bali, chilling, your feet up in the air, you're relaxed.
You're
going to the beach,
Dude,
you're eating cheap food, bro, you're good.
I mean,
you're ahead of the curve, bro. And the fact that you're pondering...
life here feels the same. Like, I don't actually... I mean, I do drink coconuts every day, but you just get so used to it that it's like, just becomes normal.
What I want you to do is this. I think you believe in the Creator, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Especially if you don't know which way to go. I don't believe there's a God. I know there's a God. I'm that convinced, right? Leaving denomination out of it, all that other stuff. And I truly believe if someone's sincere and they've come to the conclusion that there's a creator, they're going to find the right path, right? All I want you to do is when you're by yourself, when you're making intention, you know, ask that creator to guide you to the most useful purpose of your life. I asked God to give me a voice the whole world would hear. And I promised God that I would use it for good. Here we are. Billions.
World famous, as Uncle
World
says.
famous. Why? I just got followed by Russell Simmons, bro. What else you want to know? What I'm saying, brothers, you know what's good to do is like, I always tell you, if you don't know what to do, ask the one that gave you life to guide you towards what's the best use of your life and your time. Because it took me a left here, a right there, try this, try that, go here. Oh, it's all about the money. To where I was making stupid money, but I was miserable. Miserable, bro. And I walked away from a career in the very high six figures in 2018. So, you know, to me, freedom is more important than the money. And being able to do something that I feel like I'm making a difference in the world. It's not just collecting a paycheck. For me, that's what I realized. It took me going through all those hula hoops, ups and downs, getting the money, getting the bag, and then realizing that's not why I'm happy. So, and I wasn't happy. And now I am happy.
Whatever hardship you're going through right now, it's forming you into the man you're going to be. You already know this stuff. Like, you've seen my short film, Upgrade Your Character, right?
Yeah, I just watched it again like 2 days ago.
W. But in the time I was living that, where I was in college and I was making millions of dollars, I wanted to just end it all. Like, I couldn't even... It was hard to operate throughout the day in that time because of what I was dealing with like that 16-year-old blackmailing us to try to have leverage in the company. And I wanted the best for everyone that bought into the NFTs, but I wasn't pulling my weight properly. Like, I was completely miserable, you know? But then that video or that story ended up becoming my best short film ever, which then ended up changing my life. Like, even after I ended the Mom Reacts videos and I kept trying YouTube and it was just flop, flop, flop. And then it was Upgrade Your Character. You know, so it's like you never know what's going to come out of this stuff you're going through, bro. It's like you kind of just have to embrace it at the end of the day.
Faith.
You know, I tried TikTok Shop too. My whole idea with my TikTok Shop business was I make money with my audience. So you come, I teach you how to be an awesome creator, and we make money together. And it didn't end up working out like as optimally as I wanted it to be.
Especially because of TikTok.
Yeah, a lot of it had to do
And
with
we know
TikTok,
who took over.
banning accounts, and then they got bought, and I was
they
like,
got
all
bought
right,
by you know who.
and I was like, that's it. But you know what I'm talking about.
Right feeling. So it was just like overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely relate to that, bro. I don't know if you ever saw like the moment I took my Shahada, where it was in the room with Sheikh Uthman. Did you ever see that or no?
Yeah, I did.
And so that was my choice to want to go into another room and keep it private. And I think that if I publicized my shahada back then, I might have fallen off the path or maybe just straight up lost my mind for the same reason you're talking about. It's just like, for me, what keeps me sane now, because I deal with all the same stuff you're dealing with. You go to the family gatherings and everyone, you got to answer the same question 1,000 times. Allah, what is this? You want to go to, how was Mecca? Oh, you know, the same things nonstop. And it gets annoying. I get that. But for me, having my faith like a rock and something to lean on nonstop, that's what gets me through it all. And I feel like if your whole journey was only on camera, not only did it allow for maybe your intentions to not be in the right place, which I'm not saying you're a bad guy for that. Like, I get it, you know, sometimes, you know, you say something in a certain way or you react to something, it's going to go viral. Like, you know, different intentions slip in to certain places. But for me, it was really just having my faith solidified, which kept me sane in this entire process from all the attacks I've got. So I could definitely get where you're coming from, bro. Like, it makes
sometimes. And I think some of those thoughts, in my opinion, actually come from the demonic realm. Some of them. Because you're like, you know, it's like, why do I always have to do this? Why do I got to pray 5 times a day? Why do I got to wake up at freaking 3:30 in the morning sometimes, bro? It's not easy, dude. Being a Muslim is not easy. And sometimes it does feel robotical, right? Like, why? But that's, you know, like, what are we? We're slaves of God, right? But I think the better way to look at it is that we have to be uniform. Because by not being uniform, we leave room for innovation. And innovation, look at what it's done to all the other faiths, brother. And even our faith now is starting to fall prey, right? Because of people just, well, we can cut this out, cut
like
that
basically
out.
Like if everyone prayed their own way, they said, you know, let's say instead of saying Surah Fatiha for the first prayer, you said whatever you wanted. Maybe you quoted a hadith. You know, over years, stuff would deviate so much. The fact that it's 1,400 years later after the Prophet and we're still praying the same exact words as him and we're still praying in the same way. I think I look at it personally more miraculous than robotic.
Also,
are you familiar when alcohol was prohibited in the Quran?
No, I mean a little bit, but
Okay. Alcohol.
I've heard this.
Think about this.
Know.
Think about this for a second. Okay. The Quran's coming down. The Prophet, peace be upon him, is receiving revelation. The Prophet himself and giving dawah to people, calling them to the message of Islam, worshiping one God. So back then, as you know, they were worshiping a bunch of different idols. They were drinking, committing zina. When they had daughters, they were killing them, this and that. And how long did it take for God to forbid alcohol in the Quran to the people that were literally getting dawah from a prophet? 10 years. 10 years into people praying and practicing Islam, alcohol was forbidden. So I need you like.
So do we get 10 years excuse?
No, we don't, because we're influencers and because you guys want to be in the comments of every revert when you have no idea what they're going through behind the scenes. Not even the slightest clue. And I don't know if it's worse for you or worse for me. I can imagine it's probably similar. But
listen, I myself, when I started studying some of these hadith, literally questioned everything. It shook me to my core. Okay? Especially when, like, remember, I'm born and raised in America. I don't know much about history yet. I don't know much about the way the world operated. And I'm starting reading some of these things, and I'm like, wait. I remember the first time I questioned it. It was like, Allah was a moon god. I'm like, what? Like, that was the first time. Like, I was like, what? But I didn't know the history. I didn't know the context. I didn't realize that the pagan Arabs used statues and the greatest statue, right? So it was real, but not the way they're still trying to cast doubt on us. You understand?
mm-hmm.
And then the whole marriage thing, which I have no doubts about anymore at all. I know for a fact that this woman was way past what was considered normal. I don't even think she was 9. I truly, in my heart of hearts, do not believe she was 9 years old.
She's post-puberty. That's all that matters. But
I know for a fact, though, she was past what was considered a woman at that time. So, but initially when I heard and I read some of those things, I was like, yo, dude. Like, so what you've gone through as a revert, not understanding the hadith, okay, and having questions about them, actually very normal, bro. And it does shake a lot of reverts to their core. But I also don't believe they I don't care what anyone says. They're not preserved perfectly. They're preserved a lot better than the New Testament, 100%. But there's still room there for human error. Only God is perfect, and only the Quran is perfect. So, we got to look at the character. We got to look at everything. And sometimes, out of context, when you read these things, like, oh my God, like, it's just crazy, right? But that's because it's out of context. You got to put the context in.
What?
I know people that got accused of being molested when they became Muslims. Like, they molested you.
Did they touch you?
Did they touch you?
Did they touch you in that back room?
Like, your family, bro, is the worst. When you come to Islam, it's like they look like you, like. And the funny part is, a lot of times these families are not even religious. Like, they're just been pre-programmed with so much hatred towards Islam that when you say, "Oh, I'm a Muslim now," like, they look at you with disgust. Like, did you go through any of that?
Yeah.
It's just normal,
I
like.
definitely went through that, and it
Make
just
sure to hit the
really
button.
started to confuse me even more when like for me, like my family is like Southern, and like they're very, like we're not like most families, like most of my friends who consider the religion to be something like Christianity to be like, kind of just like a tag. Like my family is very religious, like they love God.
Texas is,
it's like when it's coming from somebody who has like a pure heart, or at least I believe that they have a pure heart, and like they're like coming at me, I'm like just like so confused, like what is even happening right now? Like why is all this hatred being like put onto me when I'm just reading a book and then like saying what it says, and then like it can be a lot. I mean, it's like really overwhelming to have like everyone in your life like looking at you like, what are you doing?
And you're like, look at, I think,
like,
and it's even more frustrating, bro, because it's like you're trying to appeal to logic with them, right? You're trying to say, okay, this book claims to be the first person words of God. It has prophecies and miracles that only God could have known, and everything is in line with your innate disposition, your fitrah, and it all makes perfect sense. But when you try to go the logical route with people whose hearts aren't soft and open to the truth, it doesn't matter. This has been one of the most fascinating things for me, is it's like logic goes out the window. The smartest people,
it's like talking with a girl. It's like your girlfriend arguing with her. It's like, okay, wait, we have to think differently here.
Two things really shifted my mindset, Grayson, and I hope this will stick with you. Wanting to pray instead of fearing not, because, right? Wanting to pray. Why do I want to pray? Because I love God, man. I feel his presence. I've seen him answer my prayers. I've seen him save my ass, literally, even tonight. Literally.
Today I haven't experienced, I'll tell you, yeah.
Yeah, that's one. Two, when I look at the mercy, right? If I live my natural course of life, I'll live to 70, 75 if I'm lucky, right? And most of the time, we're not praying anyway, right? And if you're a revert, you probably didn't learn about Islam until your 20s, right? Mm-hmm. Each prayer is 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. 5 minutes, 5 times is 25 minutes. He's giving you the rest of the 24 hours, bro. It's like if I gave you 75 years, if you add up all the minutes you spend praying, it's not even going to be more than a year or two of your total life that you're giving back to the one that gave you life, bro.
Can I talk?
And those 5 prayers separated throughout the day.
Insane.
Those 5 prayers separated throughout the day, bro, keep you in check, bro. Like they really do, bro. I can't tell you how many times I've had a horrible day, then the prayer comes and it's like,
nothing else matters.
I'm not looking at it as a duty anymore. I'm not looking at it like, for me, I've evolved to the point where I'm like, I can't wait to pray. And not, damn, I got to pray again. Shit, it's time again. Like, because I understand that part of it too. When you're busy, you're young, you're an entrepreneur. Like, you can look burdensome until you realize really what a gift it is. So I hope that helps you a little bit, brother. As far as what people think and how you should go on your journey and all that shit, no. But the prayers should be kept the way they are. I really believe it is more beneficial that way. And look at it more from the mercy perspective than the you're going to go to hell if you don't like that. Nobody wants to be taught like that, bro. So it sounds like you've had a bad experience with the Haram police. 100%. Do this, do that.
I can't even imagine what you dealt with them, bro.
Okay, that's one. That's one. Forget them. You're on your own journey. Okay? Now, we do need to advise each other, but it can become overwhelming, especially for reverts, bro. People need to take it easy, dude.
Bro.
That's number one.
You know what pisses me? Finish your point.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Islam didn't come down in one night, and they expect a revert to be a perfect Muslim in 2 minutes. No. If I go to the gym tomorrow, and right now I haven't worked out in years. If I go try to lift weights, I'll probably blow my arm out, right? So it's the same thing with faith. Like the way you build your faith, they expect you to be perfect overnight. And that is like, bro, they don't have any right to be like that or scold you or any of that shit. That's number one. Number two, it's learning to fall in love with God first before fearing him. You know, the chapters of mercy of the Quran came down before the chapters of punishment. And I had it backwards for a long time in my life too. If you don't do this, you're going to go to hell. You're going to this, you're going to that. And instead of letting you fall in love with God and respecting God, sometimes they come with the whip too soon also. You got to have that relationship with the Creator. So for me, it was like, now that I'm older and I've gone, listen, brother, there's nothing worse than finding faith and then falling out of the faith. I've been there. And you go back to hedonism. You go back to the fun, the drinking, all that shit. You become empty, worse than ever, because logically you knew you found the truth. Then you take 2 steps backwards because it can get boring. Praying 5 times a day. I'm not in the clubs. I'm not. I unfortunately went both ways. Right. I fell off the path, and then I went through hell to get back on it. Just understand that we're attacked at what we can see and what we can't see. And to be a Muslim, you have to believe in the unseen also. Right. Now, the people that don't have knowledge, they call them aliens, they call them this, they call them that. It's real, bro. It's so real, it's not even funny. Now, you are a public person, which means you're at a much higher risk of many different phenomenon affecting you, from the evil eye to they just want to take you out because now people are going to follow you. They're going to wow, he's this guy too? This guy's studying these weird people that pray on rugs and supposedly do all this disgusting stuff, which is not in the faith, bro. It's not. It's like the more they lied, the more like I said, when I had first read the story of the prophet's marriage, I was like, what? Bro, it shattered me. I'm talking 20, 30 years ago.
Hey, yo.
I was like, bro, I can't. This cousin stuff. It has nothing to do with the faith. And I'm not knocking people. That's their cultures, bro. If they want to do it, it's not the religion. You understand?
Yeah.
And sometimes people mix the culture with the religion and they don't get it. They don't see the differences. They don't understand the differences. So all I'm saying to you is, be careful who you're getting knowledge from, brother. That's number one. There's different schools of thought. There's different sects. But the majority follow the way of the prophet, right? But some of it is very debatable, bro. Don't let little things like that drive you crazy. The most important thing is to have the relationship with the Creator. Stay away from deadly sins. Pray 5 times a day. If you miss a prayer, your life's not over. But you're going to notice as you get older that those prayers are actually more in your favor. God doesn't need you to pray.
Bro, so I was just saying, bro, from personal experience, the only punishment for not praying is not praying. The way I look at it is it's like just a perfect guideline on how to live your life. You wake up with the sun, you go to sleep with the sun, 5 times at different points throughout the day too. So let's say you're getting overburdened with work. It's really stressful. Okay, now you have to take 5 minutes to think only about God and reset.
It resets you, dude. It really does.
It resets you. You're able to think clearly. Now you come back to work even more productive than if you skipped that prayer with those 5 minutes because you had that reset. There's to me, I like to focus on a lot of the wisdoms to the commandments rather than looking at the downsides.
Do this because you're a slave.
Do this or you're going to hell. My brain doesn't even think like that. And when I'm teaching my kids Islam, that's going to be the last thing that I'm telling them, And when you're hearing nonstop from the haram police, I feel like a fair comparison would be to the people that grow up in a Muslim household and their parents constantly berate them with, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. It's the same thing.
They end up going crazy. Yeah. They
Insane.
Get a little older,
they go to college and they're like, the daughter's like, seeing stuck full of, bro. You know what I mean? Like doing insane stuff.
And how long ago did you basically accept the faith? How long?
It was maybe less than a year ago.
Okay, listen to me.
Coming around on that time
The
frame.
beginning is always the worst. And the minute you accept the faith, and I don't know how many followers this guy has.
I don't know how many.
How public are you?
Millions.
No, I'm serious.
Millions.
Are you public?
World's famous.
It doesn't matter. I'm not saying it to be
I have
cool. I'm just trying to
No,
advise.
I know you're being genuine.
200K on YouTube.
Okay, that's a lot, bro. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So
TikTok and
understand something. Being a public person, doing this journey in front of the whole world, very similar to his story. You are at the highest level, number one enemy of the devil.
Yeah.
Okay? Hates you.
Especially being a white boy.
Okay? Because the minute you start going towards the path, that's when the gloves come off. It's like, oh, this guy, I had him, bro. He was banging broads. He was drinking. He was doing his thing. He's a good looking dude. He's going towards Islam in front of the whole world. He's going to do everything in his power to destroy you. Everything in his power. Because you're a threat now. You understand?
You and I,
you're
bro.
a real threat now.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, you're just some Muslim guy and, no, now you're in front of the whole world, bro. and there's people watching you. So understand that, and I've said this to everyone I've ever told before. Like when I've given dawah to people, not on camera, I never did this shit to be public. I never wanted to talk about Islam publicly, by the way. That's another thing, just so you understand my background. I was already doing podcasting long before Sonny. Sonny was in, his dad's, what. So
Dude.
I started podcasting trying to help people not give up on life. But I didn't want to talk about religion or politics because of how divisive it is. But unfortunately, the world is on fire and people need to step up to put these fires out. Otherwise, we're looking at Armageddon. Like Armageddon's on our doorstep. And I'm trying to bring people together. No one can delay God's decree anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we got to do our part to try to, stop hatred and all this stuff. So the most important thing, bro, everything you're going through, every revert has gone through.
Yeah, you're not alone.
And then even
that perspective is actually so.
No, that's a fact.
So nice to hear.
That's an absolute fact. That's number one. Number two, I would have been surprised if you didn't have these problems.
Yeah,
because as many reverts as I've met, and myself, I consider myself a revert also because I was definitely on the wrong path, and I went through some of that hadith stuff and this and that and the haram police, and they bring it to here to the point where you feel like giving up. It's like they take away God's mercy. God's the most merciful, bro.
How does the book start? What are
God
the first
is the most
3
merciful.
words? In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. And then what else does God say in the Quran? He says, I am what you think I am, bro. Right?
Yeah. Now, what am I saying? Am I saying you should go sin? No, because I paid the price. I fell off the path. What I'm saying is be patient. Get the knowledge, brother, before you make any shattering changes in your life. But also remember, fear, anxiety, and these things come from the demonic realm, bro. 100%, bro.
Yeah.
And they want to fuel you with doubts. And remember, they follow you everywhere you go. You have jinn that are assigned to you. Whether you want to be a Muslim or not, they're there, okay? And they communicate with each other. And they communicate with the jinn of your family. And they know what bothers you, what pushes your buttons. You need to understand the enemy, bro.